What do we mean when we say the universe is mental? This isn't about the universe being crazy. It means the fundamental substance of the universe is mind, not matter. This is the foundation of a school of philosophy called Idealism. The idea that the only thing that truly exists is conscious experience, and that what we call the external world is simply a projection or appearance within mind. In this view, space and time, stars and planets, even your own body, all are phenomena within consciousness, not outside of it. So, the question is not what is the universe made of, but rather, in what medium is the universe experienced? One of the clearest expressions of this idea came from George Berkeley, an 18th century philosopher. He argued that matter doesn't exist independently of perception. In his words, "Es est percipi." To be is to be perceived. According to Berkeley, when you're not looking at your coffee cup, it doesn't continue to exist out there. It only exists when it's being perceived either by you or by some mind. You may ask, but then how does the world remain stable when I look away? Berkeley's answer, God is the eternal perceiver. Even when you aren't perceiving something, it exists in the mind of God. He holds the world in a constant state of awareness, ensuring its continuity. This view was radical, not because it denied God, but because it denied matter. For Berkeley, the universe is like a divine dream, vivid, real, structured, but mental at its core. But Berkeley wasn't the first to challenge the material world. Go back over 2,000 years to Plato, and you find a very similar idea. Plato believed in two realms: the world of appearances, the physical world; the world of forms, the eternal, perfect mental templates of all things. For example, all chairs are imperfect copies of the ideal form of chair, which doesn't exist physically but conceptually in a realm beyond space and time. Plato's philosophy suggests that the ultimate truth, the deepest reality, lies not in the material world, but in a higher mental dimension. In that sense, the mental precedes the material, just like a blueprint precedes the building. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Centuries later, modern quantum physics began to uncover things that sound strangely similar to idealism. Consider the double-slit experiment. A particle behaves like a wave, a probability, until it is observed. Once observed, it collapses into a definite state. This has led many scientists to conclude that observation plays a role in shaping physical reality. What does that mean? If a particle doesn't have a position until we observe it, then somehow the act of conscious observation brings it into being, or at least into a definite state. John Wheeler, a physicist, called this the participatory universe, suggesting that observers help bring the universe into form just by observing it. Sound familiar? This is idealism, echoed in scientific language. Consciousness shapes reality. But the idea that the universe is mental isn't limited to Western philosophy. In Hinduism, there's the concept of Maya, the belief that the physical world is an illusion. In Buddhism, the focus is on perception, awareness, and the impermanent nature of phenomena. Both traditions place mind and consciousness at the center of experience. The self, the world, and time all are seen as appearances within awareness, not independent realities. Even Taoism speaks of the unity of all things, not as material fragments, but as expressions of a single flowing process, one that we can only glimpse when we quiet the analytical mind. In all these traditions, the mental realm is not secondary, it is primary. Now, let's consider a modern twist on this idea: the simulation hypothesis. Some scientists and thinkers argue that we might be living in a computer simulation, a programmed, virtual world experienced by conscious beings. While not exactly the same as idealism, this idea raises similar questions. Is the universe fundamentally information? Is our world being rendered in real time based on observation? Could consciousness be the central processor of reality? Again, the common theme: The physical world may be dependent on something non-physical like code or mind. Of course, many philosophers reject idealism. Materialism, the dominant view, claims that the universe is made of matter and energy. Mind, in this view, is just a byproduct of brain activity, a kind of evolutionary trick. Critics of idealism argue, if everything is mental, why does the world appear consistent? Why do we all see the same things if it's just in our minds? But idealists reply, because there's a shared consciousness, or because the ultimate mind, like God or universal awareness, is the one holding the illusion together. The debate remains unresolved, but the questions idealism asks and the mysteries it highlights are real. Today, more and more thinkers, including some neuroscientists, are starting to take consciousness seriously. Some now argue that consciousness isn't a byproduct of the brain, it's the foundation of the universe itself. In this view, the brain is like a radio receiver. It doesn't create consciousness, it filters it. Reality isn't built from atoms upward, it's built from awareness downward. As physicist Max Planck once said, I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness. That's not a mystic. That's the founder of quantum theory. So what if the universe is mental? It would mean that reality is not out there, separate and cold but intimate, alive, and deeply connected to mind. It would mean that we are not just observers of the cosmos, we are participants in its unfolding. The world, in this view, is not made of stuff. It is made of experience. What you see, feel, think, and know all arise within the field of mind. Perhaps the real mystery is not the universe itself, but the consciousness through which it is known. If this video made you think even a little, then we've done our job. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the universe is mental, or is it all just matter? Don't forget to subscribe to History of Philosophy for more deep dives into the ideas that shaped the world and the ones that might shape its future.